The PS5 Pro is finally here, and we just had to see how it stacks up against a gaming PC.
Welcome to PS5 Pro versus Budget Gaming PC Build Challenge, where we built a gaming PC to compete with the brand new PS5 Pro. Which one will be worth buying? Well, today's video sponsor Newegg made it possible to build this awesome PC. Let's talk more about Newegg and how you get some great PC hardware deals.
Big shout again to Newegg for sponsoring this PS5 Pro versus Gaming PC Challenge. I'll be upfront with you guys, Newegg was actually the best retailer in terms of getting the most price performance out of our gaming PC to go up against the PS5 Pro because of their awesome prices they have right now. Newegg is a one-stop shop for tech deals, and as you guys know, they are the OG when it comes to computer parts on the internet. I mean, look at this guy shopping on Newegg nearly 10 years ago on our YouTube channel. Newegg focuses on catering to DIYers, gamers, and tech enthusiasts, and are always improving their website to meet those needs. For example, their PC builder allows you to part together your dream PC and not worry about compatibility issues. Let's say you're also looking for a pre-built gaming PC and want to know what FPS numbers you can expect on a gaming desktop or laptop. You can use Newegg's Gaming PC Finder to select the game, resolution, and filter by budget to find the perfect system ready to go for the games you want to play. Shout out again to Newegg for sponsoring this video. I'm very excited to see how this gaming PC from Newegg, using those links down below, will compare against the PS5 Pro. So let's go ahead and dive into the challenge, shall we?
All right, guys. Well, we went and bought a PS5 Pro on launch day. Today is November 7th, and hey, we paid a little over $700. It was like $740 after tax, and this is weird. We have not gotten new consoles before on launch day.
No, this is my first time ever getting a new console just in general, so this is definitely weird.
Pull it out.
It's a different era we're in these days.
So yeah, the PS5 Pro is supposed to be a little bit faster than the PlayStation 5, and we'll dive more into how we're going to test it later and the PC, but we have to, well, unbox this PS5 Pro, see what it comes with, what it lacks, because there are some sort of things people really complain about it not having, and just see, is this console a better value versus a PC, or is there, well, some issues Sony has here?
Controller?
Controller, comes with one controller. I will give PlayStation credit, I really like their controllers.
Yeah, they're very, very premium.
And then the PlayStation 5 Pro. Packaging is very basic.
I wonder what these are.
What are those?
Like stands or something?
What is? Guys, we don't know. We need help.
We're not console plebeians.
I remember the first PlayStation. I know they have the Slims now, but the first PlayStation 5 was like really chunky. This one's a little bit thinner.
It's crazy to think about how little I had a PS2 Slim and it was tiny compared to this thing.
This thing's pretty big, but hey, there it is, PS5 Pro. Again, it's a console. It's not gonna be that crazy. One thing it is missing is the disk drive, which we kind of consider most people nowadays are in the digital era where they're gonna be downloading most of their games. So realistically, we didn't do the whole factoring that into the cost with the PC, but we did include PlayStation Plus because PlayStation Plus allows you to use online services with the PlayStation and give you access to some games and stuff. So we decided to factor that into the cost for one of the configurations we'll talk about later.
Yeah, and you know, these do have some modern ports. We got a USB Type-C in the front. One of them's a fast charging port and fast transfer port. And then we got two USB 3s, a LAN port, HDMI, and then the power port, which, man, I feel like they've been using some OG power connectors for a long time. That's just so no ground or nothing, just basic.
That's so basic. You'd be surprised that they're still doing that. But hey, we're going to get plugged up. I think in the gaming task, we're going to try to pick games that, one, are easily played on both console and PC, but also try to find some that have keyboard and mouse support, because I will be honest, us playing FPS games with a controller is not going to be a fun sight to see because we have not done that in a long time.
Might not be a fair comparison. Yeah.
It might be a fair comparison. It will probably cloud our judgment a little bit, but again, we'll go into it with an open mind, especially if you never played keyboard and mouse and only played controller. I mean, you really don't know the difference, but we'll go and turn it on, see if there's any like lighting or anything like that, and then we'll get her set up with some games. This is what you get in the box for $740. That controller, the charging cable, the HDMI, and the console. Now, with thanks to Newegg, they sponsored this video, we built a PC over here that features some really awesome hardware that we actually built live over on twitch.tv/ToastyBros. If you want to see the live build of that, go follow the Twitch stream. We build one every single morning. This PC in its current configuration comes in at around $770, which is factoring in the same cost that you would have to pay pre-tax of you buying this console and getting a year of PlayStation Plus.
All right, so to go over the specs of this gaming PC, we have for the CPU the Ryzen 5 5600, that's a 6-core 12-thread, the XFX RX 6800 16 gigs of GDDR6, an ASRock B550m Pro SE in white, a Timetec 1TB Gen 4 NVMe SSD, G.Skill Ripjaws 16 gigs, and that's 2x8 at 3600 megahertz. We have a Segotep 650W 80 plus gold. We're using a stock AM4 cooler, and this is the DIY Q3 V2 in black. And as you guys can see, it's a solid looking build. It's kind of funny because with the PlayStation, it's kind of like a white and black theme. That's kind of what this is too. And obviously we always argue that with PC, you know, you get so much customization option. We got to put our heart and souls in this build, which is pretty cool, but which one will actually perform better is what you guys are probably here for.
And if you guys want to know, well, maybe you don't buy PlayStation Plus and you just want to use the PlayStation out of the box. Most people don't really do that, but if you want to, because some of you voted that, we got another graphics card to test it with too. So we'll start with the 6800, which in comparison is more like a 7700 XT, which in comparison is close to what they think the GPU in this thing actually is, but we decided to go a little bit lower end. This is the 7600 XT, which if you don't spend that $70 on a 6800 or 7700 XT, you spend more money, this is what you would get. So we're gonna show you guys both, and we're gonna test games at 1440p, maybe some 4K gaming at the end of the video. We're still working on deciding if we wanna do that or not, but really, we're gonna go 1440p, high refresh rate, 120 hertz, really infinity over here, and we're gonna see with our live reactions which one we think is better. Let's get to some testing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing Call of Duty, a game that I've been enjoying on the PC, of course, because, you know, console, not a console pleb, but no, I'm gonna be a console pleb today. So we're playing some Nuketown. We'll be playing Nuketown on the console as well. And as you guys can see, we're getting 150 FPS. So we're getting about 30 to 40 more FPS than we would be getting on console. And we're running some pretty good settings. We're doing 1440p on balance. We're using FSR set to performance. So we're technically doing a little bit of that console magic where I'm sure, you know, a lot of people coming from console may not know, but you know, your console's not actually running you know, max settings, 1440p native. It's using an upscaling technology of its own, essentially.
And yeah, towards the end of the video, when we do some AAA titles, we'll compare like visual quality side by side so you guys can see in certain scenarios what the upscaling versus each one looks like. But I think FSR is more than fair with this PC when you have a PlayStation running, you know, those sorts of technologies as well.
Hit a fire little nade here, another little stun. Another little stun. Oh yeah, the colors are so nice. It's crazy seeing the old Nuketown. It's very drab. It's almost like a nuke's gonna go off any second or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's funny because once the attack chopper's here, we are dipping down into like 120. I'm curious what this game will look like on console because I can't imagine it'll probably look about the same, I think, like visual quality wise. We need to lock in, guys. I'm really tired of these dudes just sitting on B. I know that much. I'm gonna start getting violent. I wanna hit a nice little shot, but I don't think we're gonna.
I saw some like Call of Duty Pro saying that sniping's the same in this as it was in like the first Black Ops, where like every time you scope in, it drags a different direction.
Hello. That counted as my trick shot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and try this on console and see if it says pleasant.
All right, guys, so just so you know the settings we're running on the PS5 Pro, we do have the resolution set to 1440p, which will run at 120 hertz on the games that are supported. We do have it to auto-enhance PS4 games, but again, we're not playing any PS4 titles here. 120 hertz right here, and we do have HDR turned off because we did not have HDR running on the PC.
All right, guys, it's time for Call of Duty, but this time we're on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And oh my God,
holy crap.
So we're actually using mouse and keyboard, which is pretty cool. Oh, didn't mean to do that. It feels, you know, I will say it feels very similar, but I am getting like that slight like delay like we normally see with console, where it feels like my inputs are just ever so slightly off.
And when you die, you can show the settings. I will say I'm actually kind of impressed with what settings they have now.
Oh, they actually give you like some real settings?
So that's just 120 hertz on. You can do fidelity cast, which I did turn on, which is basically like sharpening to make it look a little better. And then you have 120 FOV and things like that. So
it's definitely more than normal. So we'll take it. See if I can do it any better on console than PC. I will say, like, quality-wise, I feel like it's pretty similar.
It looks very similar.
I do feel like it's a little bit more
soft.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like as we normally would call upscaling, like Vaseline effect. It's definitely not like, it's very minute, but I do think the PC was definitely sharper.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm kind of getting like destroyed right now. It started off a little strong, and then it ended.
And keep in mind, we are doing this on launch day of the PS5 Pro. There could be more optimizations to the Pro model for games like this later on in its cycle. So do take it with a grain of salt. This game is listed to have the enhanced mode for PlayStation Pro. You're just getting stomped.
Dude, I've gotten like 4 and 5. It's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, no, it could definitely get better. And you know, another thing that it was funny because I was thinking about this. We always benchmark with one monitor, but I will say, almost anybody who's gaming these days is running at least 2 monitors, and that's one thing you got to keep in mind. You know, with console, even if you're like, oh, I'm gonna use keyboard and mouse, it'll be just like a PC. You're always gonna be lacking on like the dual monitor experience, like having a stream up or your Discord or your Twitch or whatever. Which I will say, at least with console now, you can do Discord and
that is
some
a
other
bit
stuff.
better.
You can stream straight from a console, but you know, reading chat and all that good stuff ain't gonna be easy.
Yes!
We did it!
1 shot, 1 kill. It required nothing else.
It's streak time. I can feel it.
Oh,
It's
wait.
streak time.
He's cooking.
No! As soon as I saw him, I knew he was gonna kill me. All right, well, that was Call of Duty. You know, I would say they're both very equal, honestly. This one graphically on the console, I still think, even though this is the Pro, I think the PC for the same price looks a little bit better, and I know we're getting more FPS on the PC.
Next. All right, guys, we're now in Fortnite on the gaming PC with the 6800, and we're dropping in for the first time. And I will say, we are running DX12 performance settings. When we do play Fortnite on the PS5 Pro, we will run whatever the performance mode is. I will give them credit. I have a feeling the performance mode is probably going to look better than performance mode on here, but the FPS at the very most is going to be 120. So with us right now, at least, we're getting a little stutter here. We'll see if things settle out. We're gonna get over that and have a much more competitive experience. So that's the beauty of PC, having more customization options to be able to get 180 to 190 FPS for around the same price. But yeah, we'll definitely, towards the end, have some more side-by-side comparisons. I know that's what you guys wanted to see more from the last video, is more side-by-side of what things look like. So you can compare the console versus the PC. But yeah, I'd be curious to see what Fortnite does look like with the enhanced mode that does come with the PS5 Pro out of the box on launch day. Yeah, we'll try all the games and just see if keyboard and mouse works on them. I don't know if all of them will work. I don't know if it's PlayStation because it's, well, PlayStation and not Xbox. There's just not a lot out there about support for all of them. For all the games that are on the market. Oh God, you're done. And obviously it goes without saying. Let me get this guy first. When it comes to the debate of console versus PC, you can always spend more money on the PC out of the gate, and it might seem like a lot up front, but getting a more expensive PC versus the console, you end up saving money in the long run versus all the other expenses that console has to offer, whether it's PlayStation Plus, whether it's buying more expensive games and not having access to everything that you want to play. You can even spend more money, and then in the long run, years later, you end up saving more money. So, you know, even though some people might say, well, you're using this PC that includes PlayStation Plus, but we will be showing you the 7600 XT, which doesn't include that price, you can spend more money and still, at the end of it all, have a better overall experience and spend less money in the long run. But yeah, I think this looks fine. I mean, I'm used to playing Fortnite on performance settings 1440p. It looks fine. Again, we're running lower details, so it's not super flashy or anything, but I'd be curious to see how Fortnite feels on the PS5 Pro in terms of smoothness, and also what the visual quality looks like after I defeat this guy. And we'll switch over to that. Wow, brand new. Well, I'm sorry to defeat a brand new player, but we're gonna go ahead and switch over to PlayStation 5 Pro and see what the difference is, if there is any. All right, guys, we're in Fortnite on the PS5 Pro. We're actually using mouse and keyboard once again because we got mouse and keyboard support. So we actually have show FPS on, and we're on 120 FPS mode. That's really all you get. And I will say, we're not getting a locked 120, guys. We're not, which I was kind of thinking we might get. But again, this could be to do with this being the launch day of this console. Maybe things will get a little bit better out the gate, but we're definitely still dipping. We're not at a locked 120 here, so. But I will say it does feel smooth, and the graphic quality in terms of like textures and everything does look better, but it still has that like Vaseline effect that clearly is because of some upscaling that's working. So is it better? I would say it's fine, but I personally, if I was trying to be competitive Fortnite, would definitely go the PC route so far because while it is lower details, it's sharper, and also you get higher FPS numbers. But I still have to play a little bit. We'll see.
Didn't it just feel like just everything's slightly slow?
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, most of you at home would be like, well, if I've had a console all my life, I'm probably playing controller anyways, and whatever. I totally get that. But if you are trying to get the PC-like experience, it's not great, I'll be honest with you. Let's clean up. Especially for games like this. I don't think it's worth it for somebody who's on another console to get this. At least right now. Again, that could totally change with different settings and things that are added, but at least right now, not worth it. And I know someone might say, well, this console technically can run 4K 60. Okay, 4K 60 on Fortnite versus 1440p high refresh rate on PC. I'll definitely go the PC route. And also, if this game somehow magically gets ported to 4K high refresh rate, this thing's not, now it's a little bit more locked, but this thing wasn't at a locked 120 at 1440p. So there's really no way, unless the upscaling is incredibly heavy, that'll actually run at a good locked 4K 120. But again, some of this stuff is speculative. We don't have all the information or the ability to test everything 100%. Anywho, this guy's on YouTube. Shout out this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna say visually, I think the textures and stuff look better, but it's not as sharp. You can tell there's some sort of upscaling going here. So I think it's fine, but if you really want to play Fortnite competitively, PC is still the way to go. Let's go ahead and move to the next one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the good old-fashioned gaming PC. And we're playing some Apex Legends. I'm gonna show you guys these settings too because we actually got a pretty nice monitor. We're running like pretty much high, some very high. I'm gonna change that one random low setting.
That's weird.
All right, there we go. All right, so now we're basically like all high settings, getting pretty consistent, like 200 plus FPS. And this is a 1440p 165 hertz monitor. So that's one thing that I think we're definitely gonna see with the console. Is 120 is going to be like our absolute max that we're going to see in the FPS, which honestly, Matt and I've said it before, 120 is high refresh rate. It does feel pretty good, but I'll tell you what, 200 feels a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're easily maintaining that with higher details, which is probably what they're going to be running at on console, but they're probably running a little bit of upscaling, to be honest. But in Apex, it might not be as big of upscaling considering this game runs good as is.
Changing settings on the fly. There we go. All right, we're good to go now. Yeah, no, this looks awesome though. And that's another thing that we often tell people we see a mistake happen with console is people will go out and buy these really nice, 4K monitors from, somewhere like Newegg, for example, thinking that like the console's gonna natively run that and get higher refresh rate. But like really, it's gonna be running like 1080 or 1440, and then it's going to upscale to that 4K. So there's really just no point in having that 4K monitor, in my opinion.
Not many games that fully support 4K high refresh rate on PS Pro.
Or PC for that matter.
Or PC for that matter,
you need some mighty specs for that. See, we're always, I like telling people this, we normally benchmark on a 60 hertz monitor, so when we get to do higher refresh rate, it feels good. Oddly enough, I feel like I'm doing better too. Is that just is that what it feels like being on higher refresh rate?
That's what it is. It's like a real gamer.
I feel like on 60, I can't hit my shots. Just like this. Oh, I didn't know I had a PK. We're probably not going to use mouse and keyboard, so I'm not really going to let that. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the graphical gameplay, not like the actual gameplay itself. Honestly, I just want to know are all the edges as sharp? Do the textures look the same? But I will be using controller, which I don't think I've ever done in Apex. Devious. I'm probably gonna have. Dude, I bet the aim assist can be insane. That thing did not have the range it needed.
One more kill. Let's go.
We won. All right. So now let's see what it looks like on PlayStation. You guys, I can't believe it, but I'm finally converted to console. I'm a controller player now. Yeah, this game doesn't seem to support keyboard and mouse, which is all good. We're gonna give controller a try. We have it set to the performance mode. There's literally like the graphics settings are performance and quality. That's literally it. So we're doing performance, which says it favors 120. I'm curious to see what the game's gonna look like because I already feel like the menu doesn't look as sharp. So it makes me wonder, is the game gonna be a little Vaseline? I don't know. Oh God, slide canceling is just like impossible. Oh my God, it's not as easy as they say.
I'll say textures look pretty decent.
No, it does. Now I'm in the game. The menu just didn't look great, but it's not bad.
I was hoping it would look pretty close because Apex ran exceptionally good on higher settings. So I would hope this console would be able to do that.
Yeah, and it feels like a pretty locked 120.
Oh,
yeah.
That seems broken.
Keep in mind, it's like my first time using a controller on an FPS game in like 12 or 13 years, maybe longer. And it seems to be okay. I'm definitely not great by any means. Like my movement's slow, my aim, everything is slow for sure. How do I even? Okay, there we go.
Bro.
Oh God, dude, healing is. This definitely is not the. This can't be the best layout. I have to stop moving to heal. Like, unless I do this. Cool. No, yeah, money.
So they add a little bit of like, you have to at least try, but then once you're on there, it's just laser.
Yeah. It's not like a mouse where you have to stabilize it. Like, you literally just hold down the fire button. Oh, God. Dude, the knife is so hard to use on this.
That looked rough.
Are we all using controller right now?
Hey,
we did it. We won twice. Let's go. All right, well, it was still pretty playable. I feel like the graphics quality once we were in the game was really similar. Honestly, without having an FPS counter too, it's like hard to even tell that we're not getting 200 FPS. So I'd say Apex was a pretty good experience.
So yeah, now that we've tested all the games across all the platforms, well, minus some of the AAA titles, we'll go ahead and show you guys what this thing can do at high resolutions versus our PC. And then we'll wrap this video up real quick and kind of talk more about the value proposition of the PS5 Pro. And if our PC came close to beating it, well, we got to talk about it. All right, guys, now that we've tested the PS5 Pro versus the PC at $770 and games at 1440p, I decided let's go ahead and load up 2 more games. We're gonna run Black Ops 6 again at 4K, but we're also gonna load up Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is a PS5 enhanced title that should get better performance, 4K 60 FPS with some better textures, and give you all some side-by-side capture card recordings at 4K 60, so you guys can see what that looks like, and we'll show those on screen here. First up, it's Spider-Man Miles Morales, 4K 60 with the PlayStation versus the PC. You can definitely see an issue with the PC in terms of it dropping from 60 FPS, while the PS5 Pro is a locked 60. This is a good example of why you might want to go console if you're primarily playing games like this. Just want to play 4K 60 from your couch. You most likely don't need a PC for that, and you might deal with some issues like this where it's stuttering. So in terms of equal price with both the PC and the PS5 Pro, including PlayStation Plus, I definitely give a hand to the PS5 Pro for Spider-Man Miles Morales. We'll also launch Black Ops 6. We'll run at 4K 60, and as you can see with the PC, we are running on balance with some upscaling, just like the console is definitely doing. And I do think the console looks a little bit better, but you are getting 100 FPS using FSR on PC. So you can actually play 4K high refresh rate with the PC. So I think in this situation, I still think PC is the winner. Regardless, I would probably use a PC at 1440p high refresh rate and also the console at 1440p 120 Hz instead of 4K, because again, 4K 60 for most games, with some games supporting 4K 120, but very little of them. I would still run 1440p 120 where I could. So the last thing we're going to test is we're going to just see the raw horsepower of this PC if we decide to, let's say, not include PlayStation Plus, which means we're going to downgrade the GPU to an RX 7600 XT, and then we're going to run just 2 benchmarks. We'll run our 3D Mark score, so you can see a number score difference between the 6800 and 7600 XT, and then we're going to run Black Myth Wukong, a pretty demanding AAA title, to see if the $70 difference still makes sense for you, or if including the price of PlayStation Plus and just paying $70 more for a 6800 makes more sense. So let's go ahead and downgrade this PC and see what the performance difference is like, and then we'll be able to wrap this video up real quick. All right, guys, the last benchmarks that we ran are with the 7600 XT. Let's see how it compares to the 6800, running 2 benchmarks, our 3D Mark benchmark and Black Myth Wukong. First up with the 3D Mark benchmark, the 6800 PC got a score of 13,694, while the 7600 XT PC got a score of 10,428, a little less than 3,000 point difference, so a bit of a difference overall. Let's play an actual game here with Black Myth Wukong 1440p medium settings with FSR, because again, we want to run FSR FSR at 1440p with both of these GPUs. With the 6800 PC, we got an average of 80 FPS, a max of 102, and a minimum of 19. And with the 7600 XT, we got an average of 61 FPS, a max of 73, and a minimum of 18. So if you are somebody who really wants to be MSRP for MSRP, you could get a 7600 XT with this 5600 and still get pretty decent FPS numbers in my opinion. Obviously, this is not accounting for the used market and all the other options that the PC space has in terms of saving money and getting the best price performance. But we're talking all new parts here. You got two options that honestly are still really good, and that's not even including the fact that you can spend more money than the PS5 Pro and in the long run have one, a better gaming experience, and two, probably save money in the long run in terms of all the additional costs that does come with owning a console. So in conclusion, I really do think the PS5 Pro is a good console. If you're someone playing 4K 60, you have no problems playing those games at 4K 60 on the couch, no problems whatsoever. With some games supporting 4K 120 coming out very soon, being rolled out, that is an option for you guys, but I still think PC is a great experience. We're a PC channel, we're obviously giving a favorite PC, and I really do think the best value for the money in terms of console is still the PS5 regularly. But we've gone over all these benchmarks. Let's go ahead and bring Jackson back in here, wrap up this video, and conclude the PS5 Pro versus Gaming PC Challenge, and shout again to Newegg for sponsoring this video.
Alright guys, well the conclusions are in. Overall, the new PS5 Pro is still pretty good compared to the original PS5. Now, is it worth the extra $200? I mean, I would not go to my way to upgrade if you already have the normal PS5, but at the end of the day, we're always going to love gaming PCs, of course, and especially now that the PS5 Pro is out at over $700, it gives us more money because honestly on a PC, every $100 makes a huge difference. So it was nice being able to put a 6800 inside of this PC or a 7600 XT. And on top of that, the fact that we can get like over 100,000 games in the PC, have dual monitors, be able to live stream, do all these other things, we still think it's pretty worth it.
Yeah, unless you're just a casual gamer who wants to play 4K 60 from your couch, playing a lot of AAA titles, then sure, PlayStation 5 Pro will give you some slight performance uplift with the enhanced titles where you can get some ray tracing and stuff like that. But really, the biggest thing for PlayStation is the normal PlayStation 5 exists. You can find it even cheaper, sometimes $200 to $300 cheaper, especially if you're doing some deal hunting. And at that price point, if you're a console gamer, that might be the better option for you. But on the PC side of things, it does make, as Jackson mentioned, the competition a lot easier for the PC side because spending $770 or $700 on a PC gives you a very solid upgrade path and good performance out of the gate. So we're gonna build this PC using all parts on Newegg. Check those links down below. They will be affiliate links. They will help us out. Let us know what you think of this PS5 Pro versus Gaming PC Challenge and which one are you picking up.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
So guys, funny enough, both of these PCs, one of them might be disguised as a console, will be for sale at PCBros.tech. Yeah, we do sell random things like this. We've sold Xboxes, Raspberry Pis, we've even sold old Nintendo DSs. So PC Bros, pretty cool spot.
If you're looking for the stuff that we feature on the channel, you're like, where the heck did these guys put this stuff? Did they put it in a storage locker? No, it ends up at PC Bros for sale, along with our stable PCs that are always ready to ship. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.